Aoi watches in horror as Hiroyuki is hit by a truck. Aoi dreams of leaving his stressful life behind by stepping into a fantasy world. Hiroyuki, his friend, casually points out that they live in the real world, not fantasy. Aoi jokes about embarking on a fantasy adventure after finding a mysterious website. Hiroyuki laughs it off, thinking Aoi's meeting with someone promising a world jump is a scam. Out of nowhere, a truck shows up, and Aoi grabs onto it as it speeds away. Thrown off the truck, Aoi slides across the road, utterly shocked by what just happened. Panic sets in as Hiroyuki sees the chaos and shouts out in concern. Hiroyuki checks on Aoi, worried and confused by the sudden events. The truck slams into a nearby building, making things even more chaotic. An explosion bursts from the crash, raising fears about everyone's safety. Standing among the wreckage, Aoi feels the situation is spiraling out of control. Realizing the seriousness, Aoi decides they need to call for an ambulance. A sudden unsettling noise makes Aoi even more tense. The creaky sound from the truck only heightens Aoi's concerns. A girl shows up, worried about getting in trouble with her boss. They realize a report on the explosion needs filing, leaving Aoi confused about the rapid pace of events. Yukari Kumamoto hurries over, checking if Aoi is okay, showing her concern. With relief, she notes that everyone is unharmed, grateful the disaster was avoided. Aoi accuses Yukari of creating this mess, implying blame on her. Yukari firmly denies it, explaining there's been a misunderstanding. By showing her ID, Yukari clarifies her role, proving she works at the scene of the chaos. She defends the legitimacy of her company, but Aoi is wary upon hearing Isekai Tensei Corp. Yukari reassures Aoi about the smooth transition of a prior client, but he's baffled by this weird situation. Aoi questions the strange otherworldly life the client is apparently living. Yukari warns about the dangers of self-transport to another world, promoting their safe services, though Aoi remains uneasy. Understanding grows as Aoi starts taking the situation more seriously when Yukari mentions she must leave. Yukari quickly departs, leaving Aoi to sort through the aftermath of the chaotic scene. In the midst of the chaos, Aoi realizes Yukari forgot something important, adding to his confusion. Yukari reflects on her klutziness, wondering how it might mess things up this time. She's worried about what might happen because of her past mistakes. Feeling uneasy, Aoi watches Yukari leave quickly amid the mess. Yukari tries to reassure Aoi that her team will handle everything, but it only makes him more uneasy. Aoi is stuck, trying to figure out how he can help when he's unsure of the path forward. A truck zooms by, adding to the hectic rush of everything happening around them. Now behind the wheel, Aoi promises a quick trip but silently worries about the loose ends. Yukari praises his driving skills, maybe hoping to ease the tension a little. Aoi's curiosity peaks as he examines a strange stone sitting before him. Yukari explains it has powers for moving between worlds, capturing Aoi's imagination. He realizes it's more tech than magic, changing how he sees it. Yukari talks about choosing abilities, opening doors to new possibilities for Aoi. With the option to start as a simple villager, Aoi thinks about why people might go for low-key choices. They chat about how looks still matter, even when magic's involved. Yukari hammers home the need for good driving to give clients their best isekai experiences. She and Aoi react to a surprise, suggesting an unexpected turn is on the way. She asks Aoi to pull off a tricky move, feeling the echo of her earlier blunder. Spotting a salaryman, Yukari pushes the urgency sky high. With their company at risk, Aoi agrees to help, feeling the heat. Even though he's still a bit unsure, Aoi gears up to face the task ahead. Yukari calms Aoi, noting their aim is to guide, not harm, the salaryman. Aoi steps on it, ready to deal with whatever happens, even if the air seems uncertain. He's amazed to hear the client wants a chill transition into a peaceful life. The scene slowly becomes funny as the client casually heads towards the truck. Aoi is stressed, trying to understand the weirdness of what he's been asked to do. As the truck rolls on, it leaves a chaotic wake of fabric behind it. Aoi's left woozy, pondering the strange feeling that stuck with him. Yukari cheers at their unlikely success, impressed by Aoi's hidden talent. A woman tells Aoi about the results, keeping a hopeful vibe. The client beams with joy, making everything feel both strange and happy. Seeing their happiness, Aoi feels puzzled by the impact he seems to have. Out of nowhere, Yukari brings up a part-time job, hinting at change for Aoi. She's excited for Aoi to try something new, suggesting a move to Isekai Tensei for his skills. Caught off guard, Aoi realizes his growing feelings for Yukari might mean more than a new world. A screeching truck narrowly avoids hitting someone, scattering debris everywhere and kicking off the chaos. The driver's apologies fill the air as a startled person gets back on their feet, thankfully unharmed. Yukari Kumamoto, known for her clumsiness, accidentally mixes up the brake and gas, leaving Aoi relieved but surprised she's okay. Even though the scare was real, Yukari is happy Aoi is here to help, sincerely thanking him. Aoi's face shows relief and a bit of exasperation from the close call. As Yukari confirms they've arrived at the company, Aoi grapples with the unexpected after nearly getting run over. Aoi wonders what type of rundown place handles isekai transitions, feeling puzzled. The building looks really old and beat up, surprising Aoi with its shabby appearance. Though Aoi doubts its sturdiness, Yukari insists it's mostly an old facade, more bark than bite. Yukari talks about how many companies jumped onto the isekai trend, even though it's fading now. With the isekai craze fading, smaller companies struggle to keep afloat, revealing a tough market. Inside the office, Aoi is surprised at how tidy it is compared to the outside as Yukari leads a tour. Yukari points out portraits of past company presidents, hinting at a rich history stretching way back. Aoi is curious about how long this company has been around, given such deep-rooted tradition. Remarkably, this company's history goes back to the times of Nobunaga, part of the isekai boom since then. Aoi laughs at the thought of ancient carts being used for isekai transitions in those days. They enter a storage room, raising questions about what exactly it's used for. The room is filled with bodies of people who've been isekai'd, stored carefully. The place has a weird smell, bringing every Comic-Con to mind. As Yukari explains, these are clients from better times. One body starts to murmur in its sleep, stirring unexpected confusion in the quiet room. Aoi hears familiar phrases in the air, puzzled about the echo around him. One of the sleeping individuals suddenly reacts, causing a surprised Yukari to step in and try to calm things down. Yukari explains they regularly replenish nutrients for these isekai clients, impressing Aoi with the secret workload. Aoi feels a mix of surprise and admiration as he learns about Yukari's dedication to her role. Full of curiosity, Aoi asks Yukari why she's so committed to this place and its mission. Yukari shares how being a successor motivates her, keeping the company from fading away. Seeing smiles on people's faces is what drives Yukari in her work, giving her a sense of purpose. Aoi reflects on the power of smiles, pondering what makes them matter so much. He steps up to help Yukari, eager to dive into their shared tasks. He thinks this strange job suits what he expected all along. Seeing the high-tech capsules amazes him, realizing they're more advanced than he thought. He's stunned by the sleek design and auto-nutrition feature, but he quickly admits he's not great with tech, remembering past blunders. Aoi manages to make something work, easing Yukari's worries. Yukari is amazed at how Aoi's simple action got results. Both of them laugh at his unexpected success. Feeling bold, Yukari decides to try the machine on a client. Aoi hesitates, anxious about the risks of such a test. Despite his fears, Yukari feels sure about proceeding. They choose Hiroyuki, their isekai friend, as the test volunteer. As Hiroyuki steps in, Aoi jokes about haunting if things go south, while the machine recognizes them. The machine starts a mysterious process preparing to infuse nutrients, and Hiroyuki stays curious. The infusion gets underway, and the machine verifies its functions with care. The hatch opens, unveiling an unexpected change. Worry for Hiroyuki sets in. Yukari, caught off guard, remarks on the machine's lack of adjustment, amusing everyone. Aoi stands out with his new look, which Yukari points out with surprise. Hiroyuki is thrilled, enjoying the new feeling and adventure. Yukari thanks Aoi, praising him for sorting out the problem. Aoi is taken aback by Yukari's gratitude, his reaction mixed. In the midst of chaos, he finds pride in making Yukari smile. A university student casually drops that she's in her third year, leaving Aoi surprised by what she studies. As she rushes to get ready, Aoi wonders if her driving skills need more work than her academic focus. Jokingly, she proposes they go all out, even if it means possibly running over some customers. Aoi understands her excitement, but feels uneasy about bending the rules so much. Their office feels deserted, highlighting the slow day with no customers in sight. She confidently tells Aoi they'll manage the few tasks on hand and avoid any trouble today. Aoi slowly realizes their small team excels online, even though walk-in customers are rare. A list hints at odd reincarnation wishes from clients, piquing interest in their stories. A familiar feeling rushes over Aoi, making things even more confusing for him. He cautiously asks how often they get such unique clients, hoping for some answers. Their company attracts interest with a special discount that's hard to believe. They woo niche customers with attractive deals, making their services available to a unique crowd. Misunderstandings about their latest operational plans cause some confusion and doubts. A steamroller appears as an unusual but somehow fitting tool for the day's work. The steamroller gets going, adding to the strange atmosphere of the situation. Even while puzzled, Aoi decides to accept this strange approach for now. They ensure the equipment is fully authorized, giving the scene a semblance of order. Despite their assurance, nerves stay high as the situation gets more uncertain. Chaos breaks out when they suspect they're lost, bringing a new level of urgency. Amid the chaos, they resolve to stick to the present route and see where it leads. Yukari says sorry for drifting off task, admitting work sometimes fogs her focus. Aoi tries to calm her, but suddenly spots someone crucial approaching. Recognizing their once elusive client, they spring into action despite the surprise. Without warning, the steamroller stops, confusing Aoi since he didn't step on the brakes. Yukari realizes she forgot to refuel, feeling both embarrassed and frustrated by the oversight. They search around, but their client seems to have vanished into thin air. To their shock, it looks like their client might be trapped under the steamroller. Concerned but calming, Aoi reassures that their machines are made to be safe, offering some relief. Now more curious than ever, they suspect the client was bizarrely reincarnated as a slime-human hybrid. Aoi and the group wonder if being reimagined in a different world might not be such a bad deal after all. They think this incomplete transformation could mean he's stuck, unable to get new powers or feel anything. It reminds everyone of a story where a hero talks to a sad dragon forever, mirroring their own odd situation. Worry spreads that losing customer trust might sink their entire business. Determined to fix things, Aoi focuses on keeping their customers satisfied, ready for the challenge. They welcome the outside team's offer to help, knowing teamwork might save the day. Aoi stands there, unsure but ready, following the odd advice given. As tension mounts, attention shifts to another part of their world. They're given a strange job in a different realm, causing a lot of confusion. Now in a new, confusing place, they try to understand what's going on. To their surprise, they notice they feel soft and transparent, a shocking change. In disbelief, they realize they've become a slime and question this bizarre reality. Aoi realizes this scenario is just like starting in a cave in a familiar game, as surreal as it sounds. He worries about his usefulness as a slime, but a friend's quick arrival provides some relief. His friend finds joy in the squishy slime form, hinting it might be fun for Aoi too. They urgently discuss finding a customer, figuring out their next move in this weird world. Considering a special skill, they think about how this could help them deal with upcoming challenges. Facing a dragon, they wonder who it might be, realizing this is an important moment. The dragon, tired but famous from an anime, connects with them, tying it to the latest trend. The storm dragon chats with everyone, thanking them for an enjoyable time, but its quiet voice suggests problems might be on the way. The dragon mentions needing a rest, which makes everyone think about taking care of themselves while handling such wild tasks. The group decides to visit a client transformed into a hot spring, hoping for a bit of relaxation and a reminder of how strange reincarnation can be. Their plan is to reincarnate their client with the help of a steamroller, a challenge in itself as they figure out how to find him soon. Running the client over with a horse cart would also work, illustrating just how unusual these reincarnation fixes tend to be. They consider different ways to handle reincarnation, aiming for efficiency, but it makes them wonder if they're taking things a bit too lightly. It's guessed that their client might be on his way to the Goblin Village, giving them a more focused area to search in the vast world. Their path leads them closer to where the slime reincarnates might be, steering them towards the lively Goblin Village ahead. Arriving at the village, they're keen to ask around for their lost client and maybe get some answers. A strangely charming figure volunteers to assist, and his ability to name clients gives a glimpse of the magic involved in their work. He nonchalantly mentions that if it results in happiness, they're on the right track and wants to see if they're impressed with how smooth he is. Aoi finds it surprising to hear that their client could actually be nearby, while misunderstandings about who lacks a proper name come up. To end the mix-up, Aoi thinks about letting the slime name them, since it seems like having a name brings good things his way. He points out Senpai already has a name, trying to dodge potential identity confusion, but the odd character teases responsibilities like a joke. The stranger challenges whether Senpai's name is truly unique, implying it might just be an alias. Realizing it might be time to call her by her first name, Aoi feels the dynamics of their relationship changing. The thought makes Aoi a bit anxious, especially with the hint that true names hold genuine power. Caught in this serious moment, Aoi readies himself to address Yukari properly, understanding the gravity of true names. Yukari looks surprised when Aoi calls her title formally, hinting at a deeper connection forming. In a shift from tension, the odd fellow jokes about his daunting name to lighten mood, laughing at his work issues. As the slime tries to share something crucial, it falters, worrying Yukari as it collapses, unable to continue. Aoi learns naming someone seriously saps one's energy, explaining why the slime looks utterly drained. Carrying the weak slime, Yukari passes through the large wooden gates, intent on providing help. They enter a bustling city, its modern vibe surprising Yukari, contrasting sharply with her expectations. An odd statue catches their eye, making them question if they've truly reached the goblin village as planned. A local shares that the client was here recently but couldn't settle in, which puzzles the group. Stories emerge about how the client worked endlessly, hinting at a past packed with non-stop jobs. Despite his new life, the client can't shake off his workaholic ways, even offering to fix up a castle just for kicks. The thought comes up that balancing different tasks in his new slime form is quite an accomplishment for their client. Yukari takes a moment, thinking over everything they've learned about their client's journey so far. It's surprising how calm the client's life now is, really different from the wild stories they expected. Seeing that the client's happy, they agree there's no reason to get involved anymore. Thinking it over, they wonder if this trip was necessary and decide to begin their return. Yukari calls out to Aoi in a friendly, teasing way, showing things are changing between them. Aoi seems flustered by Yukari calling him so casually, not sure how to react. Yukari's use of Aoi's first name makes him a bit self-conscious, but he tells her it's no big deal. Aoi feels like he's accomplished something special just by earning this kind of friendly interaction. A loud shout grabs everyone's attention, sparking a rush of curiosity among the group. Just outside, a long line of customers waits, growing more impatient by the minute. One worker steps in to calm the crowd, promising they'll handle each person in order. The air feels charged as the workers face the restless queue. Caught off guard, two workers exchange surprised looks. Chaos erupts unexpectedly, with customers stumbling around comically. Suddenly, a truck roars through the alley, scattering the crowd and disrupting everything. A figure steps out of the truck, adding an edge of mystery to the scene. This new presence questions the way things are done, leaving everyone on edge. When she reveals she's Yukari's mother, the tension kicks up a notch. Back from a trip, Yukari's mom is shocked by the chaos and questions Yukari's efficiency. She warns that spending too long with customers could jeopardize meeting targets. Yukari insists knowing their customers is key, while Aoi tries to back her up. But her mom pushes for a practical approach, given the surge in Isekai stories. She points out the market flood, doubting Aoi's luck-driven journey. Even as Yukari sees her mom's point, she's still hesitant. Yukari accuses her mom of using busy schedules to excuse careless work. She wonders if the repetition in Isekai stories is her mom's doing. Aoi thinks some variety could breathe life into niche Isekai ideas. Though Yukari names Aoi a new part-timer, her mom stays focused on bigger issues. Yukari argues for Aoi, saying he's doing well, despite doubts from others. Pressed about Aoi's skills, Yukari asserts they're impressive, facing skepticism. Yukari prepares to prove Aoi's worth, calling for a skills demo. The team must send 5 customers to Isekai in 30 minutes, risking their jobs. Aoi jokingly considers getting fired might not be so bad. Determined, he pledges on his title to pull through, seeking assurance. Yukari sees the pressure on Aoi as harsh, but he's already tackling the task. The job's complexity is clear, with the town's tricky layout and traffic. Yukari prepares to prove Aoi's worth, though doubts creep in, challenging her confidence. Life's unpredictability nudges her to accept the challenges ahead, no matter how daunting. She's reminded that avoiding obstacles never solves them, pushing her to face them head-on. Despite the pressure, Yukari stays determined, ready to prioritize what's most essential. Her commitment is clear. She puts customer care first, no matter the complexity. Then Aoi bursts back onto the scene, his arrival cutting through the buzzing tension. Confusion ripples through the group as they try to grasp what's happening now. Aoi impresses everyone by effortlessly navigating the tricky town layout. He shares his secret. They're surprised to learn his guide was a simple map app. His tech-savvy solution draws admiration, showing there's more than one way to handle the task. Others attempt to mimic his approach, curious yet skeptical if it'll work for them too. The scene turns light as they fumble with the tech, sparking laughs at their own expense. Amid rising curiosity, everyone wonders aloud if everything's truly under control. Aoi teases about inefficiencies, only to receive a playful jab for supposedly hatching plans against the president. Yukari, a bit flustered, argues she doesn't need gadgets, though an alert startles her. She blushes, sensing the situation is closing in on her. A strong promise about her path forward settles into the air, marking a serious moment. Aoi and Yukari quietly reflect on the unexpected encounter. He reassures her, admitting he prefers any challenge with her rather than chaos alone. Yukari earnestly shares her views on customer care, catching her colleagues by surprise. Aoi laughs it off lightly, keeping the mood easy despite her deeper acknowledgement. Aoi, feeling the stress, thinks about his future job plans and the pressure he faces. He absorbs how strange the last month has been, realizing he can't argue with how wild it's gotten. Standing outside, he pauses to consider what he should do next. A cheerful greeting interrupts his thoughts, bringing a bit of lightness to the moment. Aoi is inspired by Yukari's dedication, even if their tasks seem odd. Yukari asks for his help, indicating there's a new task on the horizon for them. The absence of customers turns the day into something unexpected. They dive into a unique training, preparing for a special way to handle a customer. Aoi is puzzled by what's happening, questioning how they got into this situation. Yukari describes a premium service involving a goddess, adding a quirky twist to their work. Facing a tough labor shortage, Aoi wonders why Yukari would take on even more responsibilities. She reveals she's juggling 2 jobs, leading to a bit of chaos with people acting out scenes. He offers to help, and Yukari appreciates it as they get ready to perform their parts. Yukari starts by dimming the lights, catching Aoi off guard. Using newspaper to cover the windows, they work to create a mysterious vibe. Yukari tries to make a dramatic entrance, but ends up looking more like a ghost. She jokingly tells Aoi to act convincingly dead. Trying to stay in character, Yukari introduces herself as a guide for the newly departed. With fresh confidence, she offers Aoi a shot at a new beginning. As the scene climaxes, Yukari is about to grant him a special skill. In the middle of her act, Yukari trips, causing unexpected chaos. Concerned, Aoi rushes to her side, asking if she's okay despite the mess. Yukari regains her composure, while Aoi makes sure she's all right. She insists her fall was part of the show, but Aoi isn't buying it, noting her clumsiness. Aoi warns her about imitating certain characters, seeing the risk of things spiraling out of control. As laughter fills the room with meta jokes, Aoi suggests taking a break to calm things down. Reaching for a drink, Aoi expects water but gets sake, reacting with surprise. Yukari giggles at his surprise, not noticing the mix-up, while Aoi processes the situation. She admits she accidentally grabbed sake instead of water, making their mistake part of the act. While they continue, Yukari hands another drink, but Aoi quickly warns her to watch out. A glass smashes, startling them both and forcing a quick recovery. In the chaos, Yukari bumps into Aoi, creating an unexpectedly close moment. Aoi apologizes, clearly flustered by how awkward yet intimate it became. Yukari laughs it off, trying to ease the tension, but Aoi stays flustered. Giggling, Yukari teases Aoi about his tipsiness, suggesting he get some water. Aoi gazes at Yukari, both caught in the moment without knowing what's next. Yukari hesitates, her eyes a mix of emotions, as she starts to say something important. Her voice shakes, adding weight to the vulnerability she shows. Tears in her eyes, she tells Aoi she wants to keep working with him. Aoi is surprised and unsure how to react to her honest confession. Yukari wonders aloud what their strange day means for them, leaving Aoi pondering. Out of nowhere, a transfer notice appears, hinting at upcoming changes and uncertainty. Interest in Isekai stories takes the world by storm, getting everyone excited. Even hearing about world leaders exploring these realms leaves Aoi feeling dazed. There's talk that Aoi might go abroad, raising his worries even more. The team sets up to help a traveler returning from an isekai, ready for the challenge. Tanaka-san, after 21 years in another world, is awakening from his long adventure. As Tanaka-san wakes, his foreign speech puzzles everyone. Tanaka-san starts picking up Japanese again, adjusting to his old life. The sun sets peacefully, giving the day a calm end. Aoi and his friends stroll, taking in the strange events they've seen. Normalcy resumes as they finish their tasks, closing the day with routine. Rumors about Yukari's transfer hit Aoi hard, and his worry shows despite his efforts. Yukari tries to keep things upbeat, talking about the sunset, but Aoi's still in shock from the news. Aoi tries to stay calm, though he's anxious, while Yukari notes how he handles things so quickly. He wipes sweat off his brow, trying to process what's happening. As Yukari heads off to a new task, Aoi begins to grasp the reality of her leaving. Yukari thanks Aoi for his efforts, then walks away into the sunset, leaving him behind. Aoi stands there, watching Yukari fade from his view, thinking about her absence. Reflecting on the past chaos, Aoi wonders if he can let her leave without trying to stop it. Aoi realizes he can't just accept it and bursts into action after her. In his rush, Aoi ends up in front of a fast-moving truck, facing real danger. Aoi assures Yukari he's fine, though his reckless run shows her impact on him. Yukari quickly checks if Aoi's really okay, considering getting more help. Aoi brings up Yukari's words on continuing together, looking for answers. Yukari acknowledges their temporary separation is real, smiling through her concern. She admits she can't change the separation, leaving Aoi with mixed feelings. Aoi steadfastly voices his wish to learn from Yukari and stay close, rejecting the idea of parting. He hesitates momentarily as doubt creeps in. Staying resolute, Aoi proclaims his intent to remain by Yukari's side always. Aoi steps forward, determined to hold on to his decision despite the nerves. Relief mixes with embarrassment as Aoi senses the weight of his confession. He panics, questioning his impulsive confession and its impact. Yukari is momentarily stunned by Aoi's heartfelt outburst. Thinking he's upset Yukari, Aoi feels a pang of regret until she gently apologizes. Touched by his sincerity, she thanks him, softening the atmosphere. Aoi is surprised. He'd never imagined her feelings ran this deep. Yukari beams, admitting her happiness as she speaks softly. With a playful twist, she mentions even the second truck is thrilled. Aoi is a bit confused but curious about her unexpected remark. She reflects on their short time apart, revealing how lonely it felt. Yukari finds delight in Aoi's unexpected warmth towards the truck. Spotting Gonzalez Saito, Yukari lightens the mood, adding humor to their confusion. Aoi realizes he may have misread things, leading to an embarrassed rush of thoughts. Caught in his own overthinking, he shrinks away, feeling awkward. He awkwardly reassures Yukari that everything is all right, but his flustered state says otherwise. Eager to escape his embarrassment, Aoi makes a quick retreat. Driven to better himself, he commits to working harder on their Isekai journey. As he moves away, Yukari calls out warmly to him. She encourages him, suggesting they tackle their challenges together. Reassured by her support, Aoi feels ready to face what's next. With their determination aligned, they look forward to future adventures. Outside, the company buzzes with new adventure, hinting at a world of possibility for them both. A bold poster showcases the company's unique offerings, promising varied paths and challenges ahead. The name Isekai Tensei Co. Ltd. implies an enterprise focused on exploring new lives and journeys. Eager and ready, a cheerful employee embodies the enthusiasm for the tasks awaiting. Contact info hints at a structured yet intriguing company, bridging the ordinary with the extraordinary. Vibrant bars symbolize the diverse and unpredictable steps waiting in this new world of exploration. Please support the official release.